Hi, boys and girls. Today we are going to learn about a method called chunking. Our learning targets today are I know I hit the target when I can retell what I read in the highlighted text. And our second learning target is I know I hit the target when I can summarize each part of the text. So first, we're going to watch this video about chunking phone numbers. I know you guys love videos and it's a super fun song, and it'll kind of give you an idea of what we're going to talk about.
What's your phone number? Ring-a-ling-a-ling, ring-a-ling-a-ling. 555-4321. Ring-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-ling.
What's your phone number? Ring-a-ling-a-ling, ring-a-ling-a-ling. 555-4321. Ring-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-ling. What's your phone number? Ring-a-ling-a-ling, ring-a-ling-a-ling. 55431. Ring-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-ling. What's your phone number? Ring-a-ling-a-ling, ring-a-ling-a-ling. 54321. Ring-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-ling. What's your phone number? Ring-a-ling-a-ling, ring-a-ling-a-ling. 4321. Ring-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-ling. What's your phone number? Ring-a-ling-a-ling, ring-a-ling-a-ling. 321. Ring-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-ling. What's your phone number? Ring-a-ling-a-ling, ring-a-ling-a-ling. 21. Ring-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-ling. What's your phone number? Ring-a-ling-a-ling, ring-a-ling-a-ling. 1. Ring-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-ling. What's your phone number? Ring-a-ling-a-ling, ring-a-ling-a-ling. Ring-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-ling. 5554321. Ring-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-ling.
Okay, so that video was just a little example of how we can memorize phone numbers, and I thought it was a good way for us to practice the chunking method. So first you're going to look at this first number. This is a phone number without any spaces or any differentiation in color, and I want you to just take maybe 30 seconds to try to memorize this number. So I'm going to give you a few seconds. I want you to look at the number on the top, and I want you to try to memorize it. Go. Okay, so that was really difficult for me. But if I were to apply the chunking method to memorizing a phone number, it would be a lot easier. So if you see on the bottom portion of this slide, it says, now separate each part of the number and see if the chunking method helps you remember. So I notice on the bottom that this is the same number as the top, but the first three numbers are in purple. The second 3 numbers are in blue, and the last 4 numbers are in pink. And in between each set of numbers is a hyphen. This is separating each portion of the number so that we can memorize them in smaller chunks and then put them together. So I would first memorize the purple set, which is 513. And once I have those 3 memorized, I would add in the blue set of numbers. Once I have the purple and blue memorized, I would add in the pink set of numbers so that I could memorize the entire phone number in an easy and understandable way. This is how we can chunk our text. So in this slide, I wanted to show you that there is some text here. The information is about pets, and there's 2 different people talking. The first paragraph is in blue, just like we saw in the phone number, where the first portion of the phone number was in one color. And then the second paragraph here is in orange. And so sometimes we can highlight or make our text different colors so that we can separate and make sense of different paragraphs. On the left side of this slide, I give you some ideas, okay? So we could use sticky notes to do this. We could annotate, which we've talked about many times in our writing, and that's where we write on the side and the margins with colored pencils. If we're doing it online, we can use our pen, our virtual pen. We can use graphic organizers, which I'm going to show you next. We could write down some key points in each chunk on index cards, or we could underline. Okay, so that is, I am going to show you how to use a graphic organizer. We've used graphic organizers before for different types of things, but I'm going to specifically show you how to use it if we're chunking text. So first, let's go back to this slide, and we're going to read the first paragraph. My friend Anne says her pet is better than mine. I have a brown cat named Fluffy. Anne has a black and white dog named Spot. We each think our pet is the best. So I want to stop here. I want to notice that this paragraph is in blue. And so I am only going to focus on the blue paragraph. And I might use a couple different ways of chunking here. So our first way is the color of the text itself. I might choose to get a sticky note and write down some key features of the text, like Anne is saying her pet is better than mine. So we're kind of comparing and contrasting. I might write down that there's only 2 people speaking, which is myself and my point of view and my friend Anne's point of view. So there are things we can write on our sticky notes. We could also underline, which we've done many times, where we underline the portion of text or maybe some keywords that we want to remember or we think are important. But I'm going to teach you how to use a graphic organizer. So for this paragraph, we are going to type. It says, what is the paragraph about? Okay, so let's go back. My friend Anne says her pet is better than mine. Could that be part of what the paragraph is about? I have a brown cat named Fluffy. Anne has a black and white dog named Spot. We each think our pet is the best. So I think in my first paragraph, I would put the paragraph is about comparing pets. For me and Anne, it's a dog versus a cat. Okay, I might say that we both think our pet is the best. So that's what this paragraph is about. It's pretty simple. And the reason we want to do this is instead of reading all of this text together and trying to figure out what they're telling us, we can do little chunk by chunk. So now I'm going to go to the orange portion of text, and it says, I told Anne that cats are better pets because they are clean, quiet, and very cute. Cats wash themselves with their tongues. You don't have to walk them. They use a litter box. Also, cats are sweet and quiet. I think dogs are too noisy. And there is more text under here, but it's cut off. So we're just going to use what we just read. So, this second paragraph that I read, the orange paragraph, what are we talking about? We're really not talking about dogs, but it's about cats. It's about cats. All right. It's about how cats are clean. Cats are clean. They clean themselves. And you don't need to take them. Need to take them for walks. Okay, so in this portion of text, the person speaking is telling her friend Anne that she thinks cats are better. So all in all, we are saying that this paragraph is, let's think, is arguing that cats are better than dogs. All right. So that's just two examples of how we can use a graphic organizer. So when we go to understand what this large portion of text is, we can do it in little portions like we did with the phone number. This is going to help you when you're trying to understand. Now, I do have an activity that I want you to all do tonight before you come to class tomorrow. It's an independent homework assignment. I want you to submit it to Google Classroom before you come to school tomorrow morning. And we've done that in the class before. You know where to go. I just want to remind you that all of the information that you need for this assignment is in Google Classroom under today's homework. You are going to find a short color-coded portion of text just like the one we went through in this little lesson, and you're going to follow these steps. First, I want you to read the color-coded portion of text. Now, you can choose to read the entire portion, or you're going to see that there's two different colors. You can read the first color, the first portion of text that's colored, and you can choose to use any of the tools that are listed. Now, I only want you to choose one because tomorrow in class, we are going to try all of them together. But tonight for your homework, I just want you to choose one. So you can use the graphic organizer that we did today. There's an online exit ticket that asks some questions, and you can do it that way. You could use sticky notes, and there's virtual sticky notes that we've used before. So I'd like you to use the virtual sticky notes because you can also submit that in Google Classroom on the document. You could choose to use an index card. Now, if you're going to use an index card or a piece of paper at home, I'm going to need you to maybe screenshot or take a picture of it and submit that in Google Classroom. And the last option you have is writing with a pen on the actual document and annotating in the margins or underlying sections that you think are important. And again, you can submit that in Google Classroom. So again, what I want you to do is I want you to read each colored portion of text. There's only two, just like we went through in this lesson. And I only want you to choose one chunking tool. And they're all listed here. You use one of them. And I want you to chunk both portions of text. And I want you to submit it in Google Classroom. Tomorrow, when you guys come together, we're going to have some different ways that we're going to practice this. I'm going to teach you all of the different tools that I have listed here you're not going to just use one, but you're going to use all of them.